Hey everybody, it's Stacy. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are filming for the week of February 28th to March 6th, and I am in my print press and coil planner, and I am using this kit called Fierce along with the Fierce foil bundle. These both came in our 4-year anniversary bundle, and I was so in love with this art set. I just think it was so fun, and I just love it. So all of the foil in this spread is going to be rose gold, which is what came in the bundle. You can still get this kit in the shop just regularly. You don't have to, you didn't have to save it for the bundle. You can still pick it up in the shop if you want. Just the foil bundle is not available anymore. All right, so I am using the 15mm bottom washi strip along with both bottom washi overlays. Sorry, I always seem to forget the words when I sit down to record. Like, I know what all these things are called, but I always just seem to forget everything as soon as I hit record. Anyways, I'm putting both of those bottom washis down and then doing my washi banner and the rest of my base. And I think I'm going to put some music on and come back as soon as my base is done. So I'll be right back. Alright, so now I have most of my base done. I put in some headers at the top and I put my full boxes and overlays down. And now I am just going to go and do my month in the corner of the spread along with my sidebar. So I'm just using some washi strips, and then the picture that I'm using for this week is actually a picture of my son at IHOP. He was so cute going to IHOP. This is our first time ever going, and he just got so excited about the different flavors of pancakes, and he got this like chocolate one, and he was so excited when it came. Like he even like looked at us and was like, guys, no time for chatting, time for eating. He was just ready to go. He was so excited. So I had to put his little picture in there. And then I'm gonna go put some washi strips down for Monday to Thursday because I took Friday off. And I'm gonna put some icons and my usual work script stickers again in rose gold. And yeah, I just always really like that. I do end up changing Thursday and Wednesday's boxes because I wanted more space being taken up on Wednesday. I didn't really have a whole lot that I did. And then on Thursday, I also wanted the same as well, just because the computer icon just didn't look great with just the washi strip. I felt like it needed a little bit more, so I just added it to the quarter box. And then I tried to do some like layering techniques. I'm still trying to figure all that out, but I did put a flag with the icon on the Wednesday box, and I think that turned out okay. I think if it was like a very drastic different of a pattern, it might have looked better. I think I picked something a little bit too similar, so I might have to try it again. On Monday, I marked that it was my sister-in-law's birthday, and I just used some birthday balloons and a script sticker to mark that. And then I marked that I worked on some wine labels for my sister. So she had it's like a super cute way of announcing her pregnancy to her friends by making some wine bottle labels and then putting it on there and then giving it to them. And it was just so cute. So she asked me if I would just print some out for her just to stick on. So I made those for her. And then I did go over to her house to drop them off, and then we just visited for a little bit, and that was really nice. Then I marked that we watched Amazing Race in the evening, and then I marked that my husband got 2 calls during the night. So when he is on call, then he has to go in for an evening check, and then he is the person that if there is anything like the levels change or anything like that, then he has to go back to work. So he got 2 calls in the middle of the night and had to go back, which always sucks. So some weekends are like that where you get lots, and then some weeks you get none, and then some weeks you get like 1 or whatever. It's just all random sometimes, or the weather and like all the conditions outside can definitely change the amount of calls that he gets. And if it rains a lot, then he gets a lot of calls. So I marked that he got 2 calls. The only reason I mark it is because I got woken up. So then I don't get a very good night's sleep. On Tuesday, I marked that my daughter had piano lessons this day. She's doing so well. I just love watching her go to piano, and then love watching her play. I played when I was little, and honestly, I think she's way better than what I ever was. It's just pretty incredible. And the fact that she loves it is so nice, because I remember being in piano as a kid and just constantly complaining about having to practice, and I didn't even want to go to lessons and all that kind of stuff. But she always seems to really enjoy it, and she doesn't really fight to practice or anything like that. So that is like such a blessing. I think that she really loves it. I think it just makes it easier for her to be in it. And yeah, it's just fun to listen to her play. I marked that I got Tim Hortons this day, and then I marked that I was so tired, and it was definitely from those 2 night calls. It just really throw you off. And I'm one of those people that like, I used to be able to fall asleep like right after something woke me up. I think that was just a mom instinct, like you learn to fall asleep after you've been woken up. But now that my daughter has been sleeping through the night since September, oh my goodness, knock on all the wood, then I have just been getting used to like sleeping through the night, and then it really throws me off, and then I have a hard time going back to sleep after that. So yeah, it's definitely a different experience. I used to be one of those people that totally didn't have a problem. Like even before kids, I didn't have a problem, and now all of a sudden I do. So it's definitely switched my brain as far as sleeping goes. Then I marked that we played Lego Harry Potter in the evening, and then my sister called me and asked me if I wanted to go to Walmart with her. So I went with her, and then I came home and I was writing out my plans. So often I will like do a week at a time or 2 weeks if I'm behind, and some of that involves like me going through my phone. I go through like text messages because often my mom will text me and ask me like what we did that day and stuff like that. So that's always a very good indicator. I go through pictures that I've taken. I go through friends' conversations, my husband's conversations, like social media, all that kind of stuff. And then I just my calendar too, and we can kind of figure out what I all did. And then some things like trigger different memories. Like I remembered, oh, I did this evening, and then oh, all of a sudden that day like totally comes back into my brain. So sometimes it takes a long time. If I don't keep up with it every day, then I have to go and do that. So in a perfect world, I would do it every day, but I don't always. So then I have to go back and do it. And then I marked in the evening that I was watching Gilmore Girls. On Wednesday, I really did not have much to mark this day. I marked that I picked up my groceries. And then in the evening, me and my son played Battleship, and I think this was the first day that we ever played Battleship with him. He went to a birthday party recently, and he was looking for a gift for his friend, and he wanted to get the game Battleship, and I actually told him, like, we actually have your dad's original Battleship from when he was a little kid, and he was so excited to try it. So we went and played Battleship this evening, and my word, he kicked my butt. Like, he was so good, and the fact that he could grasp the concept super fast was amazing to me, because it's a little bit complicated in terms of knowing like to go on the top or the bottom and to kind of be strategic, and he actually totally confused me just the way he like arranged his ships by like touching and like being kind of like all in a clump in some spots. So then it was really hard for me to guess and to know which ship that I had actually sunk. So that was really cool. He had definitely built up some strategy already. And then I marked that we watched Amazing Race in the evening. On Thursday, I marked that I went and got my nails done in the morning, and then I did spend a good amount of my evening planning out my daughter's birthday party. Her birthday was on the 12th, and so I needed to make sure that I planned the friend's birthday party, and then we were going to have a family birthday party as well. And so I did all the invites and invitations, and then I just kind of like brainstormed ideas for decorations and all that kind of stuff. I used to do like big things for kids' birthdays when I first had my kids, like, you know, when you have all the time in the world. And I would do tons of decorations, and I'd bake this huge massive cake and all the stuff. And I just, as I've gotten older, I've just kind of been a little bit burnt out about doing all those things, but that's one thing that they look forward to the most. And so I definitely noticed that when we hit COVID, I thought it was kind of a good excuse to not have to do such big lavish birthdays, and that was one thing that they requested. So even though we didn't have any family over during their COVID birthdays, we still decorated and still made a big cake and all that kind of stuff, because that is one thing that they just love, and it's so hard to not say no. Like, you want their birthdays to be as special as possible. So it's definitely something I'm going to have to continue, even though it's always tricky to do, but at least they love it. Then I marked that we played Lego Harry Potter in the evening and watched Amazing Race, which is my usual. Oh, sorry for my camera jumping there. I totally didn't even notice that. Just because of the way the tripod is, it's kind of flimsy on the top, and so if you like bump the table just a little bit, it kind of like jostles the whole thing like quite a bit. So I apologize that if my camera ever does that. On Friday, I ended up taking the day off of work, and my husband had the day off of work, and the kids had the day off of work. So we decided to make a day out of it. We were going to go to the city and do some fun activities. It was just a perfect excuse to all go. So I marked that I took the day off, and then we brought our dog to the kennel this day. He really, really likes it at the kennel, and they treat him so well. So we brought him there, and then we drove to the city. And the first place we went to was the Flying Squirrel, and that is actually like a trampoline park for kids place. And we've never been there, but my kids loved it. So they had like tons and tons of trampolines everywhere, but they had these ball pits where you could battle. I guess they kind of had like what would be like a balance beam in the middle, and then you had those giant like Q-tip looking things where you can knock your opponent into the foam blocks in like a pit or whatever. They had like a tightrope in foam bricks. They had like trampoline walls. They had just tons and tons and tons of things. And we were a little bit nervous because my son is one of those people that needs to warm up to an idea. He likes to do everything very perfect. He doesn't like to mess up. So when it comes to new experiences, it always takes him a little bit of coaxing. And so at the beginning, he was very hesitant and very shy and stuff. And so he was just doing the very basics. And we were a little bit nervous that it was going to be our entire time there of him warming up to the idea, but actually he loved it so much. It didn't take him very long at all, and he loved it so much he even asked if we could move there. He loved the idea so much. So it's definitely a place we have to go back and take the kids because it was great. And then we decided to stay in a hotel this weekend, so we checked into the hotel. And then my husband was actually going to go to a Jets game with his dad. So my husband's parents came into the city too. They stayed at the same hotel as we did, and then the boys went to the Jets game, and then we ordered in some Boston pizza, had pizza in the hotel room, and then we went with my mother-in-law to the pool at the hotel, and the kids swam for a long time. We went in the hot tub, and yeah, we stayed in the pool area for a very long time. It was just great. And then we just came back into the hotel room, and I put the kids to bed, but then the movie that was on the TV at the time was Shrek, and I hadn't seen that movie in so long, and I forgot how much I love that movie, so I watched the movie Shrek. On Saturday, we went for breakfast with my husband's parents to IHOP. That's what I was chatting about with my son's photo. And it was so funny. My daughter was pumped because she got like this birthday cake sprinkle type pancakes, and my son got like this chocolate one. I ended up getting like a cinnamon butter type pancake, and it was so good. I loved it. My son tried some of mine, and he said that mine was actually better than his because I think his was a little bit too sweet. I think like he kind of got over that fact quickly, and so he said next time he was going to try mine. So then we went shopping to the outlet mall, and we went to Costco. I have to say, Costco is like one of my least favorite places ever to go. It is just insane always there. It's always so many people. It's so hard to find a spot. I never like it there. I'm sorry if you're a big Costco fan, but that is not my jam. I'm not a fan. But we were with my in-laws, and my husband really wanted to try it. He's never been to Costco, and so he had to experience it himself. And I think once you experience it, you understand. It's like going to IKEA, right? Like you don't understand the experience of IKEA until you've been to IKEA. It's nuts. Then we decided to drive home, and then we picked up Toby from the kennel. And then we got home, we just decided to get McDonald's for supper because we were just all exhausted and tired. And then we ended up having friends come over this evening to play Legacy Pandemic. So we play Pandemic, but this is the Legacy version, and you have like 12 months of playing this game. But this game you can only play one time. So there are 12 rounds in the time that you can play it. So each round is like 1 month. So you play like January, then you play February. But as you go through it, you literally add things to the board. You add cards, you add rules, you add players, you add all these different things, you rip up cards, you destroy things, and then when you are done the 12 months, you are done the game. Like, it's just a one and done type thing. We thought it was going to be really hard to play one of those kind of games, but we love it. Like, we really like to play it. It takes a lot of mental capacity, and you have to remember where you are every time you play, but it's super fun. So if you like challenging, more strategic board games, this is definitely a good one, and it's really good with a group of people. So I totally recommend this game. And then after we played Legacy, then we played Mario Party, which is also super fun with people, but definitely not as intense. On Sunday, we took a super chill day just because we had a very busy weekend, so we decided to just kind of stay home. I watched Inventing Anna this day, and I actually ended up finishing the show. And then we played a lot of Harry Potter Lego this day. That was really nice. And then we watched Amazing Race, and I put the Amazing Race in this movie marquee from the sticker party, and I think that's really, really, really cute. Then I marked that we went for a walk, often on days where we are just sitting at home and doing nothing a lot. We tried to go for a walk just to at least move around and get out of the house for a little bit. And then I marked at the very end of the night, then I did a foot soak, so I've been loving those since Christmas. Anyways, this is my final spread. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!